Welcome to my channel, The Proper Guidance. Today we are going to learn program number 2 of Python programming language, that is taking to input of two numbers and displaying what is the larger and smaller one. Okay, so what is the program? Input two numbers and display larger or smaller number. So the first line you have to write down the variable name. Okay, one more thing is that here this class is for beginners level students who cannot understand the program which is already given to him or her. Okay, so I am discussing all the statements when you can explain a given program. This means that you can understand all the part of the program, and this is the very unique way to learn a programming language. First of all, you have to know the basic steps to write down a program, and then you have to just go through the given programs and you have to explain each and every statement of that particular program. Then you can realize that this is the right way to write down this line and this line, thereafter this line. And for practicing all these programs, you can develop your self-motivational and thinking power to solve the unknown program, because when you are going through such type of programs, your logic will be developed for any programming language. Okay, now see the first line. This line implies a variable name. In this variable name, we are taking the user input for the first number, because our program is enter input two numbers and display the larger and smaller one. So num1 equals to int input enter first number. Now see, this is the variable name, okay, and this is data type which will be returned value. This will be an integer type, so we are writing here in int, and then there is a parenthesis. All this thing in this parenthesis will be return the integer value itself, so we are writing here int. This is the data type of the return value of the particular statement. Then we use the method input. Those who are new to my class, please go through the previous class, because we have already discussed there how to taking user input and how to display the output. All these things, the very code snippet was there, and this is the method. With the help of this method, we can access the user input, and this line, when I write down like this in the parenthesis in the double quotes, enter first number, and here the colon is, after colon you can put the number. Okay, then number 2, this is for the second number. We will take two numbers here, number 1 and number 2, and the same thing, int input enter second number and this one. Now we use if, elif, else. Okay, now if statement, if num1. See, in Python programming language, this is the syntax of if statement. If parenthesis, in the parenthesis you have to write down the condition. After that you have to put here a colon. Okay, this syntax will be different for different programming languages. Here we follow this statement in this way because this is Python programming language. Okay, so if num1 greater than num2, print num1. This is the variable. The value you have given in num1 as user input will be taken here. Now this is in double quotes, means in print statement, when you are writing something in double quotes, this will exactly print particular this section. Num1 is larger than num2. I am writing, I must write down the output there. First you just understand. If, next else if. Here we write down elif. We know if else structure, but for Python programming language, this is followed like this one. Elif. What are the conditions it may happen? If you have given two numbers, either those two numbers will be equal or unequal. This is the very first step, right? Either equal or unequal. If unequal, then One is larger and the other is smaller here. The first one we have considered num1 greater than num2 and this is larger than num2. If num1 equals to num2, print num1 and num2 are equal, and else here we don't need to put any condition like this, because already there is given this is greater, this is equal, and the next and last step will be this is the smaller. So print num1 is smaller than num2, and the output I am writing here. See, output first print statement. Which is the first print statement here? Input, take input, enter first number, So input, in this input method, when we write down like this in double quotes, this will also print this particular section within the double quotes. So output will be like this: entered first number, enter. This is user input. Okay, I am entering here 5. Next one, enter second number. Suppose I am giving here 3. Now the if statement will execute what? Num1. Here num1 equals to 5 and num2 equals to 3. Now what will happen? First it will check whether num1 greater than num2. Whether num1 greater than num2. This is called dry run of a program to execute the logic. What is the dry run? Num1 equals to 5, num2 equals to 3. Now check the first if statement, num1 greater than num2, 5 greater than 3 or not? Num1 greater than num2? Yes, obviously 5 is greater than 3. So this will print here in the output section, 5 is larger than 3. Okay, this is the output section and this is the dry run section. Suppose so, num1 equals to 5. It is checked here whether 5 is greater than 3. Yes, it returns the true value. 5 is greater than 3 we know. So print 5 is larger than num2. Suppose we are giving the value like this: enter first number 3 and the second number 5. Then what will happen? Then see here, then num1 equals to 3 and num2 equals to 5. Whether if statement, if we see here if statement, num1 3 greater than 5 or not? 3 greater than 5? No. So when this is not larger than num2, if it will come here in elif section. Whether num1 equals to num5, 3 equals to 5? No. This is no. This is also no. Right? So it comes here. Num1 is smaller than num2. It will print like this: 3 is smaller than 5. Okay, and the equal value I am taking, like first number 5 and these all things are like this, 1 5, second number also 5. Then num1 will be 5 and num2 will be 5. Is 5 greater than 5? No. Then it will come to again in elif section, right? Elif section. Num1, 5 equals to 5. Yeah, 5 equals to 5 we know. So this will give you the output like this: 5 and 5 are equal. Clear? I think this is clear to you. This section is known as dry run of a program. We often use the dry run section to clear the logic of a program. Okay, this is very vital. Okay, now so this is the program. how to take two inputs. We are taking input with the help of input method, and thereafter we are using here if, elif and else structure. This if statement is written like this, if statement followed by a colon. This is the syntax for Python programming language. You have to follow this one. Then we need not to write down the else if, because elif itself is a keyword of Python programming language. This is elif, E-L-I-F. Okay, elif this section. Here is also followed by a colon, this second step, and the last step is else. This is the right section. Okay, and one more thing is that in this programming language, you need not to write down any semicolon, comma or anything. You just use this parenthesis and double quotes and a colon in this section. This is very vital, because if you just miss one of these things, it will occur syntax error. You know, for any programming language, the syntax is very vital. So go through this program, and in next class we will discuss another program. And please, if you do have any query, please comment me. I will clarify your queries. Okay, and thank you for watching.